Friday. I'm glad it's Friday. Working on page 5. I was going to show you a bit of this is my attempt at doing some stuff with a set of markers. I've got the Mr. Marker set from Retro Supply. But we're still working on the comic. I've had a couple of second thoughts about this panel, but I'm going to go ahead and go where it was. There's probably a better way of staging this, where I could have maybe, like if you can imagine this scene where the monster's coming out of the sand, the boat's up on its side. I could have put the viewpoint behind the monster. It's, you know, it's tough because you want the viewer to be able to see everything that's going on and to understand what's going on. So I think this is probably, yeah, maybe in hindsight, maybe this is the best I could have done. Best choice I could have made. If I had done it differently, you wouldn't really be able to tell what's going on. I think it's fairly common in comics today is there's a lot of comics that I read, I'm like, well, what just happened? I don't understand. It's not clear. I see a character posing. This is the lower boom. I just went on the Verizon website and upgraded my iPad, so this basically how I ended up with an iPad in the first place. This is an iPad Pro. I had seen a bunch of videos about them. And I knew I really needed, that was the missing piece for me as far as getting these things produced. And I couldn't figure out, I was like, well, it's kind of out of my reach. It's over $1,000, which is a lot of money for me. But then I was also paying my cell phone bill, and they have it just conveniently on there. Oh, do you want an iPad? Here. We'll add it to your bill. 36 extra bucks. I'm like, well, I do have an extra 36 bucks for the next 44 months or something like that. I can't remember how many payments it was. Oh my god. But, and I ended up paying it off early, which is kind of cool too. I thought, well, I could just upgrade it that way. So I went and looked, and sure enough, they had an upgrade now button on my account next to my iPad. This is a 2019. I think it's 256 gigabytes. The upgrade I got has 512, and it's brand new. This has 256, and you can see I'm pretty brutal about managing my memory, so I've only used about half. So I get the 512. Well, maybe I'm not going to be that great forever at managing my stuffs. I still plan on paying it off early. Try to live as debt-free as you can, that's my advice. Well, how's things going? I caught a little bit of Chris Piasek's Adobe Fresco stream, where he was doing a draw this in your style. Saw Tuco there. What's up, Tuco? I really do want to do something with zines. I think that might be a lot of fun. Alright, so you can kind of see what's going on with our lizard attacking the boat. going to show this to my teacher. Qt class begins next week. I'll be in Gavin Smith's sequential art class. I will see, I believe, Shell Presto will also be there. Maybe he's even grabbing onto the boom here. Still feeling pretty upset over the events of this week. There's a kind of end of the world feeling going on. There was an earthquake today. Use thinnest lines as possible. Lines with some slack in them. Alright, let's put Isolt back in the picture. Since it works out pretty well, she's holding onto this rope. Oh, right. I turn the pencils off, then we can just kind of sketch around. You know, Chris Piasek, I'm somewhat convinced I should try out Fresco. I know it's free and everything, but like a lot of the reasons that I should try it out, or that are being used as the reasons, are reasons I would never really use. For example, vector support. I hate the look of vectors, and I would never use them. So I don't have that problem. And you know, Chris's reason makes a lot of sense to me, is like, I need this for clients sometimes. And I actually do have clients. I mean, that's the thing, but I haven't run across that yet. Speaking of which, I need to kind of double down my efforts and get through with all the Tarot Quest stuff. Get through with it. Get it over with. The magic items are not my favorite, but I do want to do some kind of zine, and I was thinking of doing some kind of role-playing zine, maybe. The appeal of the zine is that it focuses purely on art, and which I rarely do. I mostly focus on story. Or in my mind, I'm focusing on story. Like, that's the tantamount concern with me. Does everybody understand what's going on in the picture? Okay, let's move on. I rarely get a chance to just sit down and just, you know, draw my character hanging out, just so you can see all the details. Don't get me wrong, I do at least one full figure per page if I can help it. The featureless desert plain. But even featureless deserts have hills and dunes and waves. There could be waves in the sand. It could be hazy, not exactly, maybe some hills in the background, just hazy, like far distance. I watch some of the other, I would say amateurs at my level. They sit down and do their draw streams, and they take themselves so seriously. It's like they've got the colored pencils and everything. I'm gonna sketch this in blue, you know, so I can ink it. I don't do any of that stuff. They work traditionally, even though you don't really have to. Tyler from Draw and Talk calls this a purity test. And then we shouldn't have these purity tests, which I agree. They shouldn't have the purity tests. But I also, you know, I wouldn't be caught dead using any 3D assets or tracing buildings. If I could, maybe tracing buildings, you know, that might be okay. Do some high contrast stuff. But it has to really fit in with what you're doing. It has to be part of the world. The traced assets are just ugly. You couldn't draw a refrigerator, you know? You couldn't draw... What are some of the other things that people use the traced assets for? A file cabinet? You can find a file cabinet you could reference. I think it's okay to reference things, right? Certainly. Reference away. Alright, there's the skis. Alright, we're going to do some lettering. Now, Chris Piasek actually has a lettering class for illustrative lettering on Skillshare, and I have not taken it, and I think I want to. I think I have my Skillshare account still active. There's two sound effects. The monster's roar and the crash as he slams into the side of the boat. And it's a matter of just making it look as good as you can. One R. And by the way, we're going to do another blackout sky. Whoops. Hey now. Come back here. Gonna do another blackout sky. Same as on the page previous. I'm drawing these R's. Yeah, I think a lettering class would do me really well. That's the thing about comics is it's not just one thing. It's not just figure drawing or composition or storytelling or backgrounds or anything else. It's everything. It's all those things all at once. It's like being a guitarist. Plays lead and rhythm. And sings. So you need to think in multiple dimensions if you can. All right. So that's my idea of where the lettering is going to go. This R might be too big. I can force those into line a little bit better. Probably a bit of trickery we could use. On the lettering. You know, to bend it and warp it into shape. Probably have to redraw it if I did it. Well, I may end up redrawing it anyways, but at least we're getting it down there. Like this arc could be bigger. Happy Friday, everyone. This was going to take a couple of days, I guess. Well, tomorrow's drive-in Saturday, and I do a lot of this work off cam. So, you know, and if you see me drawing for 20 minutes on camera, that's only the 20 minutes I'm spending on camera in order to make it a more interesting YouTube video. But I've got to get as far as I can down to the bottom of the page here. And what's my to-do list look like? Well, I definitely got to finish page 5. I've definitely got to start the next page of these Tarot Quest images and make sure that that's staying on track. And a third idea, I've been doing this stuff with the Rizzo kit, and this is actually not Rizzo, it's done with Mr. Marker. But I had this idea about doing one of two things, and maybe they're actually the same thing, but it's either like a zine that just focuses on art, maybe with some kind of lyrics. Not really a story, but almost like a lyrical flow through these things. This is a character from Galaxy Laser Team. I don't know if you guys know Galaxy Laser Team. They were a set of plastic figures. It came out in the 70s, around the same time as Star Wars. One of these guys looks like this, like kind of like Buck Rogers. There's kind of a Chewbacca looking guy. This one's broken because he doesn't have his little antennas. But I've got one with the antennas over there. And there's a turtle guy, like a turtle crab monster guy, and a couple other ones. I was thinking of doing a zine based on that. And I was thinking of doing something with Monsters in Your Pocket, which were these sort of little Keshi figures. There was a line of trading cards that came out with them, and they were just cards with monsters, and they're done so simplistically on the cards. I thought maybe it would be fun to do like a card set of monsters. And not specifically the Monsters in Your Pocket monsters, but you know, monsters are so generic. You could have a ghoul or a goblin or whatever and just do like a whole set of images as cards. It would be a lot of fun. And in that way, we could focus kind of specifically on the artistic look, and maybe we'll even do them all Rizzo style. I think that would be cool. Alright, anyways, please like, follow, and subscribe. We're going to have more content, more comics, more art constantly as we refine and revise our craft. I will be in class next week, so all this is going to get ramped up with some more Cubert School classes, and I'll probably take that lettering class, which is just an online class. But maybe I can stream some of that as well. And never compromise on your education, because those are skills that you're learning, that you're upgrading your character sheet here, you know. You keep building stuff. Keep building stuff. Alright. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and I will see you later.